Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group reading for the full sturgeon moon. In August, we are being blessed with the full sturgeon moon. This moon indicates that there is abundance at our fingertips. Historically, this is when people would find that abundance of sturgeon in the waters. So you have that feast mentality, that ability to embrace that abundance. And that's what I want to look at today. How we can tap into this amazing abundant energy that is starting to trickle through into August, September, and then October. We've got that abundant energy, that harvest energy, how we can use this to our greater good and advantage. The decks I've chosen for this reading, I chose the Crystal Visions Tarot and then also the Dragonfae Oracle. And like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Now the selections I have for this reading, I have the Moonstone, Angelite, and Tiger Eye. I want you to quickly look at these crystals and choose whichever one resonates with you the most right now. And then in the description box below, I have timestamps for each of these crystals. Click on that correlating timestamp. It will take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello and welcome, my Moonstone friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the fullest and most meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full sturgeon moon wants to share. What information? Ooh, lots of information here. Guidance, wisdom, and insight can the full sturgeon moon share with my Moonstone friends? We're starting off with a bang. The High Priestess, the second card in the Major Arcana. Now, the High Priestess is the most intuitive card in the deck. And to say that following your intuition will lead you to abundance is a little hypocritical. Of course it will. This is more than just following that intuition and using your intuitive skills. The High Priestess is a gatekeeper. It doesn't show it in this card. However, in the original deck, Pamela Coleman Smith drew this amazing High Priestess sitting on a stone bench with a black and white pillar. That black and white, that yin and yang, is what's really going to be essential for you. Tapping into that divine masculine and divine feminine, creating that energetic balance within ourselves will take you further during the sturgeon moon than muddling around with our intuition. Because if we stopped and gained that guidance, your intuition's going to say balance is essential right now. It's a necessity. That masculine and feminine is needed within ourselves, no matter what gender we identify with. That balance helps bring us more awareness and, of course, helps to raise our vibration. Both of these open doors, present opportunities, help us see what's right in front of our noses that we're missing. When we're in that state of calm or zen, we're able to clearly open ourselves up to these possibilities and opportunities, recognizing and acknowledging where that abundance is, and I'm going to get back into that cliche, using that intuition using that inner flame and fire to put it into action, put it into our lives. It's one thing to gain the guidance, it's another to put that into play, put that into an everyday action. And in that action plan, you're going to gain that abundance. The sturgeon full moon is offering us opportunities to start to, cash in on some of those seeds that we have started to grow. We're starting to see those crops come in. We just celebrated Lammas, and that initial crop is there. It's up to us to start to embrace it and pick it up. The Ten of Swords. It's clear to see what's holding us back. Those past experiences, those past pains, those hurts and fears. We don't want to put ourselves out on a limb because we're afraid. What if? It's time to rein in our ego a little bit. The High Priestess is not asking us to jump into unknown waters. She's asking us to balance ourselves out, taking that time, bringing in that harmony within ourselves. Meditation is a fantastic way of doing it, and I know we have another click word, but taking that time, taking those deep breaths, and slowing down. Slowing down brings us into a greater understanding of how to move forward with less effort and less fear. The Chariot, the seventh card in the Major Arcana, talks about willpower, courage, and of course movement. Earlier I said it is essential for us to get going on this. It's up to us to embrace this abundance, start to pick it up, and incorporate it into our everyday. This is our incorporation. This is our movement. Now, I know in the Chariot, she's running full force. We don't necessarily need to do that. Some of us are going to be inspired by this abundance that will be coming in, and it will spur us into action because we're going to have things fall into place for ourselves. When we're on the right track, the universe starts to put things into motion to help us move further on our journey with greater ease, more fulfillment, and of course, more abundance. The Chariot does talk about the need to use that courage and that determination to overcome any of these challenges, especially the challenges of our ego. Our ego loves to scream. It drowns out that amazing intuitive guidance. Also drowns out the wisdom and experience of our high vibrational support team, which helps with that movement forward that is for our greater good. The Queen of Cups. She's the second most intuitive card in the deck. Where you have the High Priestess, which is a major arcana or archetype. You have her everyday persona in the Queen of Cups. Yes, again, that intuitive energy is going to be there for you. We have the full sturgeon moon. Sturgeon are fish. Fish belong in the water. Anytime we see that water base in tarot or oracle, we're looking at that intuitive ability. It's going to be essential that we do gain that guidance and listen to that very soft whisper of our intuition rather than the scream of our ego, so that we are opening up even more doors, really embracing all that the full sturgeon moon is going to offer us. The Queen of Cups encourages that intuitive creativity to help us connect in to our intuition. it's really easy for someone like me to say, oh, well, just tap into your intuitive skills. It can be a lot harder to put into practice. Tapping into that creativity and getting lost in the fun, the joy, the joy and excitement of what you're doing. When we are focused in on those high vibrational pieces, that's when many of us are able to zone out and embrace this energy and start to bring forward ideas, aspects, and pieces and get them out without our ego causing challenge for us, because we're stuck in that creative mode. We get out of our head, we get out of our way, and we're able to allow the universe to start to open amazing opportunities and doors for us. We are able to stop the screams of the ego that are causing stagnation and unhappiness. And finally, the Two of Cups, duality and balance, also known as the Lesser Lovers, or the everyday implementation of the Lover's Major Arcana. The Two of Cups again highlights that importance of that yin-yang energy in connection with that divine guidance. The full sturgeon moon is really encouraging that balance, nurturing and supporting both sides of yourself so that you're able to start to look at that creation through creativity. You need both male and female energy to produce, and that's very clear and evident in the full sturgeon moon. That balance is going to take you a lot further than it has in the past, especially when we start to connect into it and allow it to express itself through means that are very important to us. Now we do have multiple twos. In angel messages, when you have that multiple two, the angels are telling you to keep the faith and don't give up. And what's more, it's imperative that we listen to our intuition. Yes, intuition plays a role into it. However, it's that balance that really brings home that message. Let's end off with a blessing. What blessing does the full sturgeon moon have for my Moonstone friends? Dreamcatcher. This card talks about and highlights the need for setting those intentions before we sleep. Asking for support to remember the guidance, that wisdom, and of course that nurturing that is provided while we sleep. While we sleep, our ego does not have control. When we're awake, most of us are still functioning from an ego-impacted lifestyle. Dreaming, however, we're not. Using our dreams to our advantage to get the information, that insight, that nurturing that we need to, well, push ourselves forward. Hide Key's door. This little dragon is such an amazing support. He's just this little wee dragon. This is a door knocker here. Talks about those very simple and easy messages, guidance, and aspects that we're missing because they're so tiny. It's so easy to overlook. However, once embraced, starts to shift and bring in what it is we need. That balance is going to be key, and so is slowing down and being open and observant to what's happening around us. When we take that time to acknowledge our surroundings and what's occurring in our lives, that's when these doors start to open and we're able to gain and experience more. Lady Alfreda, justice will prevail, connects into that justice card. Again, we have that balance of light and dark. And in here, we were talking about the black and white pillars. That's what we're looking at when we're looking at that justice piece, that balance. Reconfirming and reaffirming that balance and how essential it will be and how we can use it to our advantage during the full sturgeon moon. It's essential that we use those tools, those aspects, and energies that are right in front of us to our advantage. And that balance is right there. The full sturgeon moon is shouting it out to you guys. Taking that time, setting those intentions, and working on that balance. That balance of masculine and feminine is very evident here. That balance of light and dark. And of course, that balance within ourselves so that our energies are flowing strong and pure. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into the full sturgeon moon. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of those tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Moonstone friends. Hello and welcome, my Angelite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most meaningful and comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full sturgeon moon wants to share with you guys. What wisdom, insight, and guidance does the full sturgeon moon have for my Angelite friends? The Seven of Wands. It's that quintessential, not backing down no matter what. Sevens are a challenge number. However, they're also a lucky number. Sevens, when you put that work into it, that effort, you're able to be victorious and conquer whatever challenge we're looking at overcoming. And that challenge here, my Angelite friends, is a little bit evident because we're looking at that need for that abundance, that first harvest. We're really wanting and needing it to be full and lush. We're going to be looking at some challenges in not only harvesting our first abundance, but in some cases, seeing that abundance that's right in front of our face. The Five of Swords. Now, We struggle a bit with the 7. However, because we know it's a lucky number, we're able to conquer through and work through it, so we are victorious. The 5s are a challenge number that bring about that instability and conflict. The 5 of Swords talks about that knowledge and insight that's bringing us down. And that knowledge and insight is that negative self-talk that our ego has been spurting out at us. Our ego does not want that abundance. Abundance means growth. It means we feel more confident in ourselves, our abilities, and the universe. To allow things to fall into place, work more efficiently with the universe so that we can continue this evolution with joy and happiness. And your ego will do whatever it takes to slow you down, driving those fears and sadnesses straight into your back to try and cripple and debilitate this process, stopping you from embracing the energies and guidance that the full sturgeon moon is going to be offering you. The 10 of Wands. We're all kind of feeling that burnt out, exhausted feeling. So much has happened over the last 6 months and continues to unfold. Many of us are really struggling with this. This energy is just weighing so heavy on us. This lack of energy, this burnout space that many of us are stuck in, is also going to be another challenge that we're going to need to tap in to that solar plexus energy, that courage and determination. The knowledge that the full sturgeon moon is offering us some abundance, some much needed abundance, and in many cases a reprieve from what we're really struggling with, some of those basic resources. It's up to us to take those deep breaths, push ourselves just a little bit more, especially a couple of days before and a couple of days after the full moon. This 5-day period allows us to really embrace and incorporate these energies into our lives so that we're able to see and harvest this amazing abundance that we so need right now. The 4 of Pentacles. Now, 4s are a foundational number. They talk about that stability, that pentacle, growth, and abundance. This card reconfirms how the full sturgeon moon is going to offer you that abundant energy, the ability to access, embrace, and incorporate this amazing abundance, and for many of us, that very needed monetary abundance into our everyday, helping us and giving us a bit of a reprieve from some of the added stresses and burdens that we're dealing with, because there's a lot of them right now. We can't combat most of this energy right now, or most of these obstacles or challenges, because we have no control over them. They're globally set and are out of our scope of shifting. We can only respond to them to our greatest and highest good. Which brings on that kind of burden of trudging up a hill, because we're not too sure what to expect around that next bend. And we've overcome so much with very little respite. And it's in that ongoing trudging and moving forward in our everyday that we've been missing some amazing opportunities to lessen that burden. to ease some of that weight. The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. I always know him as the Let It Go card. Letting go of some of these preconceived notions, this mundane, monotonous trudging that we've been doing, getting out of our head, getting out of our way. We've got double wands here. Wands are about passion. They talk about that inner fire. So we have that courage and determination, but it also highlights the importance of that passion sense. Those pieces and elements that bring that fire back, that bring us joy and happiness. Helps us kind of melt away some of that overwhelming ness that we've been feeling. When we start to connect into that creativity, to that passion, we're getting out of our head and our way because we're focusing in on that fun, that creative element that stops us from hyper-focusing in on our troubles, that negative self-talk, and some of this heavy energy that is settled in globally for us. We're able to let the universe support us, help guide us, and most importantly, helping us to see some of these amazing opportunities that we've been missing. We need to slow down and be open to these possibilities. Quieting that ego, and we can do that most effectively through that passion sense, that creative inner fire, and allowing our creative self to express what's closest to us, which will help us connect ourselves to our higher self and intuitive self, which is another essential tool that we can use later on within the month and throughout the summer, is that intuitive guidance. We need to get into that passion, get out of our head, and you can be amazed by what abundance and prosperity awaits you. So let's get into a blessing. What blessing does the full sturgeon moon have for my Angelite friends? I like how this has come forward for you guys. We have some really hard conflictual cards in the middle, but we have that very supportive, high vibrational energy at the ends. It really reconfirms that victory at the end of some hard work. And nicely, this hard work is all about that creativity and expressing that passion. So yes, hard work, but it's fun hard work. Heideke's Door. So I love this card. I think it's such a fantastic card. Heideke is this small little dragon. He's sitting right now on a door knocker, one of those old school door knockers. This card talks about those missed opportunities, and it reconfirms how easy it is to miss out on opportunities, experiences, and guidance because we're so caught up in that everyday. We're not slowing down, and we're not being open to those littlest of experiences, those little pieces that are hidden within plain sight that we walk by and ignore throughout our journey. Now, we all do it. The full sturgeon moon is encouraging us to slow down and be open and observant to what's happening around us. Heideke's door will open when we start to acknowledge what's around us and what is occurring within ourselves and our life. And there is much more abundance and happiness on the other side of Heideke's door. Gwen and Ilush. It says attunement, and this card talks about communication without words, without that conversation. Again, it's that observation, being open to the messages and wisdom, not only those around us, the animal kin, the spirit kin that share our world with us, but also those high vibrational beings. We're not alone. We're never meant to do this journey alone. And sometimes it's being open without that constraint of not only our ego, but the restriction of language. If you've ever tried to describe or explain high vibration to someone, or high vibrational beings and what they look like, you understand our limitations with the languages that are spoken on the world today. It's using those non-verbal ways of communicating and being open to non-verbal ways of communicating to receive that guidance and support that we need. The Guardians, fly high. This card talks about that importance of our intuition and using it to our advantage. And I know many of us are still reeling from the Cancer floodgate of intuitive and empathic energy, and have kind of shut down some of that intuitive energy. We need to take that deep breath and be okay with starting to access and utilize the wisdom and guidance of our higher self, that connection to those high vibrational beings. Like I said, we were never meant to do this journey alone. We have a lot of support systems that are in place that we're not accessing to our greater advantage. Those energies, that guidance and support is essential for our journey. And I can't say this enough, my Angelite friends, taking that time, slowing down, and most importantly, being open to the energies, guidance, and wisdom that are going to be offered to you throughout the time and reign of the full sturgeon moon, which is a couple of days before, the day of, and a couple of days after the full moon. Using this time to our advantage so that we can start to overcome some of these heavier feelings that have been slowing us down. I want to thank you guys so very much for taking some time today, watching my video, and being open to the information that was shared. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into the full sturgeon moon. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Angelite friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Eye friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the full sturgeon moon wants to share. What guidance, wisdom, and insight does the full sturgeon moon have for my tiger eye friends? The Six of Pentacles. Sixes are about balance and harmony. The Six of Pentacles is about balancing out your energies so that all aspects of yourself receive that energy and nurturing to flourish. This is very essential, especially as we start to see different pieces and aspects come to an abundant state. We're seeing progress in these aspects and pieces within our lives and self that are starting to bear fruit. Some more fuller and bountiful than others. Taking that time during the full sturgeon moon to reflect on ourselves, our lives, and what's going right. Where are you starting to see these pieces and aspects emerge and flourish? And what is missing? What parts of our lives can use that added energy, nurturing, and support so that they too become fuller and start to bear the abundance that we need? The Eight of Wands. Eights are about movement and manifestation. That wand about that passion, that inner flame. The Eight of Wands talks about taking those ideas from the universe and high vibrational beings and incorporating them into our lives. It's essential that we put action to the guidance we receive. Without action, there's stagnation. Because we don't evolve. There's no shifting, there's no abundance, because we lack the ability for joy and happiness when we're stuck in that sadness and fear of stagnation. The full sturgeon moon wants you to also reflect back into past messages, symbols, and patterns that the high vibrational beings keep bringing up for you. It's in that repetition, and within this repetition and reoccurrence of similar events and pieces, that we're missing some of that guidance, some of that ability to move forward. We feel like we're literally chasing our tails. The full sturgeon moon is giving you that opportunity to sit down and really reflect on what matters most right now, and how you can continue to raise your vibration, adding in more guidance and support so that you can allow things to, run rampant. You literally let the horses out and go. Things will start to fall into place. You will feel more happy and fulfilled with that progression, because you're going to be rewarded with even more abundance. And some of that abundance will be financial. The Four of Swords. Fours are a foundational number. Swords, truth, and knowledge. The Four of Swords talks about the need for rest, for rejuvenation. We're really feeling that overwhelming bombardment of the global situations and the energies that are brought with it. We can't shift on an individual basis that global situation. The universe is going to keep things well hidden under lock and key until enough has shifted. We will find that the universe will keep striking its tower situation until humanity starts to smarten up a bit. Best way we can deal with that is through ourselves, focusing in on our individual self, and of course that balance of energy. And some of us have that dual aspect we're parents or caregivers. Sharing that very calm and rejuvenating energy with those around us will help with that balancing of self and balancing of our household, which will help calm ourselves and our minds to bring in that insight and wisdom that we've been missing. So we are able to embrace this abundance that's right at our fingertips. The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. He's always the Let It Go card. Letting go of those preconceived notions, that busyness, that impact of the global situation. Giving yourself that time for that rest, that rejuvenation, so we feel stronger and more able to overcome the challenges that we're facing, both on an individual and a global level. So when we start to connect into that balance and that rest and rejuvenation, we're going to be more open to receiving the guidance that we so need. That gives us that direction to unleash our power, unleash this amazing energy that we hold within ourselves. Ways that we can do this? Well, balance. One of the key tools that we can use to help balance ourselves, calm, and give ourselves that rest is meditation. When we calm ourself, our space, we start to be open to receive that information. We start to see where it is we need to go. There are a number of meditations that have popped into my head as I've been talking about my tiger eye friends needing that balance and calm. One of the meditations that comes in right away is the one I completed with Archangel Jophiel. It was a number of weeks ago, and it literally talks about calming your mind, calming that whirlwind, so you're open to that creative expression and self. That creativity is what's going to help drive us forward. So participating or revisiting that meditation will help with some of that rest and balance that we need. Another one that popped into my head was a meditation that I did with Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is that messenger archangel. It's a meditation about communication and being open to and receiving that guidance that we need. And again, that's exactly what we're looking at. It's really important that we use what's right at hand, what's right in front of us, to our advantage. When it is easy to implement and bring into our lives, we're able to gain more from it. My meditations are about 30 minutes. They're easy to do, and of course, they're free, and we can afford that. I have a link below in the description box to my whole playlist, so if there's an archangel that is really coming to your head, you can, select that one. Any meditation is going to help with that balance, with that calm. And finally, the Wheel of Fortune. Not only do we need to let things go, but we need to embrace this shift and change. The more resistance we have to that natural flow of our lives, of our situation, the more pain and sorrow we bring to ourselves. When we resist what's naturally happening, that's when our feelings get hurt. We feel overwhelmed, and our ego starts to scream red alert in our ears, and our fear starts to spike. Letting go of some of these preconceived notions, some of this overwhelming energy that we have no control over, being open to the universe to receive those messages so that we are able to embrace the change and shifting that naturally needs to occur for us and for humanity. The full sturgeon moon really offers you guys that ability to reflect on and connect in to some amazing movement and shifting that's going to really support that high vibrational fulfillment and love, which includes that abundance and, of course, helping you to raise your manifestation skills. And it's in that manifestation that we're going to gain that monetary wealth, that abundance on the materialistic side that's going to support us in our everyday. Let's go into some blessings here. What blessing does the full sturgeon moon have for my tiger eye friends? Apala, a peaceful being. Yes, we are a peaceful being at heart. When we have that balance within ourselves, that balance within our lives, we are more in harmony with ourselves and our environment and world. Bringing in that peace, that calm, will help deal with some of this overwhelming energy that's been spurring around us and swirling about. This calm will help bring in the peace and openness to the guidance that we need. Now, Apala is the fourth card, and it may be hard because it's so very small. It's the fourth card in this oracle deck. We have the Four of Swords. In angel messages, when you have that multiple four, the angels are telling you that this is a time to focus in on that structure and grounding. This is another very key element for you. To bring in balance, we need that foundation, that grounding. The more grounded we are, the more balanced we're going to be able to achieve within ourselves and our lives. So giving that time, especially if you're going to be doing meditations. In my meditations, I always do a grounding visualization that helps to ground and anchor the participant after our meditation. Ways to help with that grounding: tiger eye, or this is its cousin, the tiger iron, will really help with that grounding. Any red or black crystal will do the same. Nimue seeks consult of the crystals. My cards are catching up. I just said those crystals. So tiger eye, tiger iron, red crystals, black crystals, that will help. For calming your brain, you could use clear quartz, you could use a smoky quartz, you could use amethyst. You're looking at something that's going to connect to your crown chakra. So anything in the purple hue or that clear quartz, selenite, that white. Selenite's a great one to bring in not only that grounding, but that protection that we need when we're working with some of this high vibrational energy. Now, additionally, we've got the 8th card. Again, it's in such small print. The 8th card in the oracle deck, and we have the 8 of Wands. Now, in angel messages, when you have that multiple 8, the angels are telling you to stay true to your passions, that abundance is coming your way, which really reconfirms what the full sturgeon moon has been encouraging you. That abundance is coming your way, especially when we focus in on that balance and groundedness, and we give ourselves that time for that rest and rejuvenation. Key elements when we're working on and building that structure and foundation that we're going to need to take on and harness what's to come. And finally, Heideke's door. I love this card. It's such a fantastic card. So this is a very, very small little wee dragon. He's sitting on a door knocker. One of those old-fashioned door knockers where it was mounted on the wooden door. They're very ornate, but they aren't that big. This dragon is very small. He talks about the importance of slowing down and being open to this guidance, being open to these opportunities and possibilities. When we slow ourselves down, we bring in that balanced and grounded energy, and we're open to the wisdom and guidance of the high vibrational beings. There's not much that's going to slow us down. That abundance is going to flourish because we're going to be embracing those shifts and changes and being open to the experiences that the universe has for us. The universe wants us to succeed. We've agreed upon learning and experiencing things in this lifetime, and the universe wants to support us in doing that. So being open to that information by slowing down and being observant on what's happening around you and around your environment. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into the full sturgeon moon. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Tiger Eye friends.